Welcome into Sports City Nation. Today is Monday, April 13th, and today we have to go through what are the storylines coming out of the first 2 weeks of baseball. Of course, the Masters, Rory was able to hang on, and we'll find out in the NBA why the East is not the least.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. By idiots, for idiots.
This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. It is a Monday, and if you have a case of the Mondays, then we are here for you. It is T.I and I. And first, we gotta talk a little Turtles Idiot Nation, man. Like, we were joking in the group chat. Like, again, we talk about this, but it's like we have to keep talking about it because other people are talking about it. 15,000 people are. So it's like, dude, are we gonna? I'm half joking, half serious. Are we gonna hit 100,000 followers on Turtles Idiot Nation? Yes or no?
I mean, maybe eventually. We're halfway to 16K now. So,
We
we're
just hit
averaging
15K. Yeah,
anywhere
we're
from
averaging 1,000, more than 1,000 a week is what we're averaging. So it's like,
definitely more than 1,000 a week. It's about 250 to 300 followers a day. Pretty much is how it's even out to. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We will
that is
see.
crazy,
Hopefully
man.
we do. Hopefully we do cross 100K. That'd be pretty amazing. So we'll just kind of see how it goes.
Keep going. So what you can count on it, if you are not following Turtles Idiot Nation and you grew up liking the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, then I'm not quite sure of your life decisions. But the content that you can see, T.I is so great. Every once in a while I'll find a meme and like throw it his way and he'll throw it up there. But like T.I does 99% of the content. And like I love how you just have a recording of a funny like 30-second clip from the show or something like that, and it's just like it takes me back every single time because I really do remember each clip that you show. I'm like, dude, that was so stupid, I remember that. Like, or it's like, oh, that was so classic, or that was so great, or that was so whatever it is. Every time it hits, it just hits, bro.
They got some silly stuff, man. I mean, they did some silly stuff in that cartoon. Like the whole art of secrecy, is like just don't be seen, Meanwhile, they like fly around in a giant blimp that says turtles on it, It's like, what? You don't want to be seen, but you're flying a giant blimp with your name plastered on the side of it, But they're like, we got to practice the art of ninjutsu. Got to stay in the shadows. Meanwhile, we're just going to fly over the city in a giant blimp.
Wise men say forgiveness is divine. So
show's crazy. They just put the sunglasses on, and all of a sudden, people don't recognize them. Like, what?
They saw Clark Kent get away with it. Like, oh, this guy looks an awful lot like Superman. But, well, no, he wears glasses. Well, he could take those off, right? No, they must be glued to his face. Like, the logic. And like the old Batmans with Adam West, I see that content come up. Like, there's people who post, it says like Batman in the 60s wasn't real or something like that is like the name of the channel. And all it is a minute long clips of 1960s Batman where they're like, oh, shark repellent, or just the dumbest.
Oh, yeah.
They play the flute to get the mice, the people eating mice to like fall into the river because they play the flute. Like, what? It's the most ridiculous like things in the 60s for the Batman show. Just so
that Adam West Batman
you grew up
is crazy.
So the people who thought of these Turtles episodes, they didn't have the bar that was set that high. So when they make these silly things, it's like, well, come on, we grew up watching Batman in the 60s. What do you expect us to do? But
Yeah.
we definitely digress, but that is the idea of the show. All right, so I happened to watch I mean, man, people should be proud of this. I'm bragging when I say I watched a full hour, the final 59 minutes and change of the Masters, because I kept looking for updates on my phone just for storylines, just so I could make fun of a few people here and there. You know, am I making fun of Justin Rose? Am I making fun of, whoever it is, right? And so I see the leaderboard. You know, we talked about it on Friday with we got real ballsy with Jeff Sports with Balls, and um Rory was it, right? All right, so we're looking. Rory's up 6. Rory's up 6. Rory's down 2. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. And like, I feel like a 70-second span. Rory McIlroy went from up 6 to down 2. And I'm like, okay, here it comes. We get to make fun of this guy because I don't care. No one, and I know you don't either. So I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden, Rory comes storming back in like birdie, 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 birdie. He's, I don't know how many birdies in a row at like 3:00 p.m. Yesterday. And then boom, now you're watching to see, all right, does this guy fumble the bag? You know, he won it last year. Is the pressure going to get to him? And once that last shot on 18 was just a normal shot, you're like, okay, this isn't very exciting. But you have back-to-back, winner. No Tiger, no Phil. We mentioned on Friday's episode the first time in 25 years that you had no Tiger and no Phil in a Masters. And so the only drama you could have is Rory McIlroy going to win 2 in a row? And so he did. I don't know much about Rory McIlroy. I don't care enough. I did see a clip from Jimmy Fallon where they showed that he was like 8 years old on some talk show, British or Irish or wherever he's from. Again, I don't know enough about the kid.
Brit Irish.
And he's like chipping into a dryer at like 10 years old. You remember the clips of Tiger Woods when he's like 3 years old on the Tonight Show, putting like a long putt or something. His dad, Earl, is there. Well, Rory had a similar thing at a little bit older than what Tiger was. And like, he's got the buck teeth and like the stupid haircut. He just looks like he's from like Britain or one of those places. You could just tell. And he's hitting the ball and you're like, okay, it was just a funny clip. And so shout out to Rory, I guess. You care about golf less than me. I know you didn't watch it, right?
No, I didn't. I kept looking for the hole that had the clown on it, that he had to knock the ball through his teeth.
Yeah.
I couldn't see that hole when I was watching the Masters, but I
You were on
actually
the
used to
Ocho.
live with a Rory. Yes, I was. I actually used to live with a Rory one time. He was not a human. He was a horse, and I lived with him for a short period of time. We rented this
it's Tennessee,
house on this
so I believe
property,
you.
and the landlords were like, "Hey, so we have this horse. He's really in bad shape. If you let us keep him here, we'll knock $100 off your rent each month." We were like, "All right, I guess we got a new
Done.
roommate. He's a horse."
I'm in. Yeah. So
Fed
we
him
talked about
carrots.
the Ocho. I saw another Instagram reel from a guy that always talks movies. And did you know that the Ocho?
No, I did not.
It's a real thing, and it stems from the movie Dodgeball, and it's a real thing that in the movie Dodgeball, when Jason Bateman is like, "Bold move, Cotton. We'll see how it works out for him," and they're on the Ocho in the movie, that now ESPN The Ocho stemmed from that movie. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Now I do.
Dude, that is wild, right? It's a real thing. You can watch like the most obscure, like underwater basket weaving and dodgeball and just like the weirdest things on the Ocho. And here's when it is. It's either like during the Super Bowl or like Sunday football. It's always at the most obscure times when no one is watching because they're watching the real sport, that like ESPN The Ocho has like something wild on it, but it's a real thing stemmed from that. And there is a script from Vince Vaughn officially greenlit for Dodgeball 2. However, there is no new news about it, and it's kind of just lost in the archives. But officially, it was greenlit in the last 3 years, and just no one knows what happened. So there could be another Dodgeball movie in the next 5 years. Like, there really could be, which I was like, wow, what a throwaway movie that ended up hitting it big. I mean, Ben Stiller had to take less money. He had to have his wife in it because they couldn't find people. They convinced Justin Long, who had a concussion and split his eyebrow because of the wrench scene. Now you might say those weren't real wrenches. No, they were rubber, and the way Rip torn through it, it still split his eyebrow. Like, imagine a rubber wrench still hitting you just right to where you still get injured. Like, how wild is that? I just saw a whole bunch of stuff. I know it's only been 30 years, but I'm talking about it like it just came out.
There's this movie where these people play dodgeball.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. I'll have to see it.
So there's your trivia that you can sound cool at a party, which you definitely will not sound cool talking about dodgeball. However, you never know. Our listeners,
I don't know what party
know.
that's at.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Rory wins. There was no drama. There was nothing crazy in the last day yesterday. But there is drama in the NBA. So along with Jeff from Sports with Balls, we always talk. He is my Dan Patrick buddy, and we always listen to Dan Patrick. And last week, Dan Patrick had on a one Doc Rivers, and he was talking about, next season and what could play out. And I'm listening thinking, even at that point last week, I'm thinking, gee, I don't know, Doc. Like, I don't know. I think you're cooked. I kind of think you're cooked. And then sure enough, late last night, Doc Rivers gets fired, the whole Giannis thing. It was really awkward when Dan Patrick is asking Doc Rivers about Giannis. All he kept saying was, well, Dan, I don't know. And I don't know if Giannis knows. And it was really awkward. Like, it would be awkward for Dan and the Danettes to just be sitting there listening to this guy who is like on death row talking about Giannis and like what's going to happen. We know that relationship with the Bucks and Giannis has been like completely shattered, and now they have no coach. Worst season of Doc's career, and I just the East. So what I figured, let's talk about the East, and we'll talk about the West later in the week. So in the Eastern Conference, this is how it ended up shaking out. You have the Pistons, and Cade is back because when Cade his lung or whatever punctured his lung, that was kind of scary. Like, Detroit's not going to be Detroit without Cade Cunningham. So he's good to go. Then it's Boston, New York, Cleveland. Atlanta came out of nowhere because they got Jonathan Kuminga. And now they're the 5th seed. So they play Cleveland, which is crazy because I have Atlanta because remember, James Harden plays for Cleveland. Whoever James Harden plays for, I have them losing. It doesn't matter, what team. The Magic, and here's what's really weird. You have the 10, it's 10 teams with the play-in and all that. Remember the Eastern Conference back in the day where the 7 and 8 seed were under 500? Listen to this. The 8, 9, 10 seed is Sixers, Hornets, and Miami Heat. Those are the 8, 9, 10. They are 43 and 39, 44 and 38, and 45 and 37. That is how stacked. Yeah.
Look at that. They come a long way, East.
Yeah, East. Get you some, East. Yeah.
You're all glowing up.
Yeah. And then you have the Wizards who won 17 games in the East. about
Yeah, we
that.
don't talk about
We don't talk about that.
the team that we don't talk about.
Yeah. But dude, what do
Yeah.
you think of that? 10 teams that are well above 500. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, who's the 7th seed?
So the 7 is Orlando.
Orlando. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So, you have the teams that don't have to worry about the play-in is the Raptors, Hawks, Cavaliers, Knicks, Celtics, and Pistons. And then you have
So the Hawks get rid of their point guard, and now they're all of a sudden better.
well,
You know,
you just get a player from Golden State and watch what happens. I mean, that's all you need.
you get a guy that hates Golden State so much that he's so excited to be in Atlanta.
Yeah. I mean, so what is your early take on who comes out of the East? Again, your top seeds: Raptors, Hawks, Cavs, Knicks, Celtics, and Pistons.
I mean, it's Pistons, Celtics. It's one of those two for sure coming out of the
Just
East.
the top two. That's it. You don't give the Knicks a chance.
I mean, I'll give them a chance just because who they are, but on paper, I mean, in a best of 7 series against Detroit or Boston, are they going to win that? I don't think so.
Detroit basketball.
But the Knicks are great. I mean, they got a great team. But Jalen Brunson, he's had some issues too. So
yeah, the Knicks are battle tested. We've talked about this. Like, they basically have a lot of the same roster, right? I mean, they brought back. They didn't break it up from last year.
Mm-hmm.
You have Cat. You have, like you said, Brunson. They brought in what's his face to play yesterday's game and then subbed him out, so he's like Mr. Iron Man. I don't know about that. Like, if you're just doing it for some record, I don't know.
Yeah, what's the point? Yeah.
What's the point of that? But yeah, the Knicks, I think, have a chance to steal a few games on the road because of how battle tested they are. And then if you can win at home, which, look, the Knicks can slip up at home just like anybody else, but I give them a fighting chance. I don't like the Cavs because I just don't. I can't put my finger on it. Oh, yes, I can. James Harden. There. I can put my finger on it.
That guy.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
That guy.
So then it's
Mr.
like
Defense.
the Hawks.
Mr. All-World Defense.
Yeah. The Hawks I don't trust because they have not been through it. They're accustomed to not being in the first, seeds.
They don't know what's going on right now. They have no idea what's going on.
They're playing with house money. They can, win a little bit, but I don't have them advancing. Same thing with the Raptors. This isn't the same Raptors team that we, know of. Remember,
I mean, who
all the injuries.
Who even plays on the Raptors? I don't even know. Can't even name one of their players. Scotty Barnes, is he one of them? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So that's why I think it's going to come down to the Knicks. I do think that they'll advance and they can give however it shakes out. They can give whoever either. I mean, look at last year, the Celtics Knicks series. That threw us off guard. Remember that? When they just came out guns blazing. We know the injury, but still the Knicks before Tatum got injured, they were running that series. When he got injured, it was just, okay, well, they're officially done. But the Knicks were about to be up 3-1 when that injury happened. So, like, that's not, they have that feather in their cap, like, that they can pull from. So that's why I give the Knicks a chance. But yeah,
I mean, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see Detroit or New York come out of the East.
Okay, let's talk about this. How much do you trust? Detroit has kind of been through it because they stood pat, and with their team, they have Cade. And last year they were like happy to be there, and they kind of didn't play well, and they just got beat. But this year, things are different. They've been through it. But do you really trust them to go to the conference finals?
I mean, they can. I mean, they're going to have to go through some teams, obviously. But I mean, it's still tough for me to say. Like, are they better than Boston? I don't know. I think Boston's the best all-around team in the East.
Well, now they have Tatum back.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting at. You get this ace in the hole coming into the playoffs. It's just tough. But I mean, like you said, New York can get hot. Detroit, I think they're a little tougher than all the other teams. I don't know. They may be equally as tough as New York. New York's got some tough dudes, but Boston's a little more finesse. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see Detroit make it all the way. It'd be good for the game. Haven't seen the Pistons really be relevant, and they were so bad just a few years ago. They were just awful.
Gosh, so bad.
So I mean, here they are.
Glow up. The glow up.
I think they can do it, but we'll see.
60-22 was their record. The only team out there to have 60 wins. It wasn't close. Boston was 56. I mean, the final weekend, the top seeds kind of had everything sewn up. They were good to go. I just don't know if the Pistons still have been through enough. When you say they've been through it, it was one full year of going through, having a good year, getting to the playoffs, and then just getting ousted right away. So it's like, is that enough to say, okay, we know how to handle ourselves now? You would like to think maybe, and they can give it a solid run, but man, Boston, I feel like, is there any player on Boston's roster that like hasn't been battle tested, who doesn't have a championship, who doesn't have,
yeah,
dude,
for sure.
They're just ready, man. So I don't like anything about Boston, but I just feel like, man, that's going to be really tough. That's why I'm hoping, you talk about good for the game. Isn't it good for the game if the Knicks go to the NBA Finals? Like, that would be
absolutely
so cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd be all over that. Be all over that.
So, I don't know. We'll see. So, all right, I wanna shift because we may have to change our complete storyline of our shows over the next 6 months, because I think the Colorado Rockies do not suck. And now it's unfortunate because I really don't know, for as far as just, for content, I don't know. The Rockies already have 6 wins already. Now they are 6-10. They are 6-10. Like, they're well below 500.
Of course, they're not going to be above 500.
But 6 wins already at this point before tax day, that they should print off T-shirts. 6 wins before tax day, or I think, is tax day Jackie Robinson Day, where everyone wears number 42?
I think so. I think so.
So I think maybe we can get on that. I'm wearing my Sports City Nation shirt. Maybe we can make a shirt that says, have it in purple, and just say 6 wins before Jackie Robinson Day, and then have like a trophy like all over the shirt. And like, I think we could hit it big and sell thousands, because people will be getting on board the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, on the back it can say, "These ain't your same old Rockies."
No, it could say, I thought the Rocky Mountains would be a little rockier.
If this stadium's a rockin', don't come a knockin'.
Yeah. Oh man. So I wanted to ask you if you saw, we talked about it on Friday. Did you see that dude from the Pirates? They're actually fielding a team this year. Don't look now, but the Pirates are in first place. They signed kid for like 9 years. Yes, it is absolutely early. The Cardinals are above 500. That's how you know it's early, because the Cardinals have won more games than they've lost. So you're like, well, must be the first 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, they've got time.
They got time to blow it up. So let's see who are the teams we can make fun of. You want to make fun of the Giants? They're 6-10. They have the least amount of wins in the whole National League, along with the Rockies. That's what I'm checking now. And then the Astros,
Congratulations.
Jeff's team, they're 6-10 as well. The Blue Jays and the Red Sox, that is what's crazy. The Blue Jays were in a little thing I like to call the World Series. I don't know if you're familiar. In the last 15 years, I don't think you're familiar because,
Yeah,
St. Louis doesn't ever.
it's where
go.
a bunch of teams that are mostly stationed in America compete to be the best in the world.
But that is crazy that Toronto is so terrible. And I know it's early, and you can't win the division in April, but man, I feel like you could lose it. And being that far, I mean, we knew the White Sox were going to be bad. It's surprising that the Astros are bad, but the Blue Jays to only have 6 wins. Now, they already had to play the Dodgers. That was rough. The Dodgers are still world beaters. I get that. The Dodgers are 11-4. Shocker.
Yeah,
They
totally
have
shocked.
MVPs all over the place. So by far best record in baseball. Annoying.
My shocked face.
Yeah. But man, it's weird to see the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, only have 6 wins. But I'm interested to see. So the early storylines that we'll take a look at is
There's only like
Pittsburgh.
170 more games, so
yeah, exactly. There's 19 months of baseball. So the early storylines though for me has to be Pittsburgh. At some point, I feel like every 8 years, Pittsburgh has like a decent team, and then 8 minutes later, you look at your watch and they've traded all of those guys, and it's a dumpster fire, and then it's over. So I'm waiting to see if the rookie they just signed and like Paul Skeens, and Livy Dunn, they should sign her, and just to run around the bases, she could steal a few bases.
pretty much.
But I just don't know what they're going to do. Like, can they sustain it? And then I want to see if the Blue Jays can turn it around. I don't know if there's hope for the Cardinals. Do you have any hope for the Cardinals?
Hey, anything can happen. There's 170 games left.
Yep, they could fumble their way right into the.
Yep.
You never know.
70 games to go till the teams actually even start caring.
Yeah, when we really care. Here's another thing that I caught a tiny bit of, because we're gonna have Brent Thrax on when we get to talking more hockey. But that the game that was yesterday, and Pittsburgh played in the game was at in the stadium or whatever, the outside, they do that, and they couldn't even score a goal. So the Capitals won 3-0. That was like a big deal. But I am excited to have Brent Thrax on again to talk through that and see.
Yeah, we'll do some NHL playoffs. We won't we won't leave that up to us to fumble through. We'll actually have a hockey expert on here to actually discuss the actual matchups, and maybe he can even share the rules with you, because we're all a bunch of idiots here. So
yeah, I'm looking at the Sabres, the Hurricanes, the Avalanche, the Golden Knights. Man, Vegas, since having a team, like, it's kind of unfair how good a expansion team can be in, I don't care what sport. Like, when you're an expansion team, you think of like the Tampa Bay Bucks. When they started, they were like 0-17, and like the Carolina Panthers and Jacksonville, like, they were bad, and then they did get to the championship games early. Mark Brunell with the Jaguars, remember, and George Seifert, coach of the 49ers, went to the Panthers. Some of the 49ers went with them, and they went to the NFC championship game. Like, so they weren't like terrible, but obviously the first season, yes, they were. But like Vegas, they come through and like they're already a good hockey team, like, right away. It just seems weird in hockey how that happened. Just wild.
they were set up. you know, they were set up for success. They had some good players come in.
My San Jose Sharks were, over the last 3 years, the worst team. Like, that's not an opinion. Like, their record literally was the worst, and they're 37-34, so they're actually above 500. So nana boo boo. Nashville. Let me check in. Hey, they are not the laughing stock either. Those
No,
Preds, man.
they've done well. They've done good the second half.
Yeah, 38-32. And that's better than the Sharks, so at least you have that. Not
See
terrible.
if they can sneak in the playoffs.
Yeah. So yeah, now we were talking baseball. I want to give a tease because this Wednesday is, if you are any kind of baseball fan or just love hearing good stories, you definitely have to tune in. There's a guy that lives locally here in Fort Wayne, in my city, who played minor league baseball for many years and has really cool minor league stories, and has a really cool story about a very famous person, a big baseball name that you will know. So stay tuned for Wednesday's show. Just gotta tease that. It's really, really cool. Even if you don't like baseball and you just love a good story, like, he's a good storyteller. So you want to tune into that.
Is it Babe Ruth? Are you having Babe Ruth on as a guest?
Yeah, we had a hot dog eating contest, and he wanted to. Him and Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's a tough get. Not a lot of people can land Babe Ruth.
Yeah, yeah. We get the hard hitters, the heavy hitters. Is it Babe Ruth? All right. So, here is something too I wanted to ask you. Do you, because right before we got on, I was so upset. I have an app. Oh, and it's still on my phone. I don't know. No, you can't really. There. You can kind of see it. Block Blast. Do you play any of those apps, dude?
No, I do not play app games. Do not play browser games.
Oh, man.
I encourage kids and adults alike to not play those games.
Block Blast. I am telling you. And if anyone has a higher score than 219,231, let me know, because I feel like that's a pretty good score. But that's what I play while I'm waiting for T.I to log in so that we can start the podcast.
I played a game called Tiny Tower once, and I got hooked on it and I had all my friends on it, I had everybody playing it, and I was like, all right, gotta get off my phone. Just took it off my phone, man. Just deleted it off my phone. Now it costs money. It was free back then. Now it costs money.
Yeah, no, this one definitely, it's a lot like Tetris, and it's definitely free.
Block Blast.
Whenever you crash out and you have to wait for it to reload, it does. Here's how you know it's free, because they send you another game that you have to, like, click through and get rid of. They always want you to download, but I just
I hate that stuff.
Get out of it.
Stuff.
But I'm telling you, Block Blast is the move. I need to email them to see if they can be a sponsor if I'm gonna bring them up.
Yeah.
Maybe get paid by Block Blast. So
Block Blast.
Coming for you, Block Blast. That and like an energy drink, like Block Blast and Monster. Or, I don't know. What's your favorite energy drink that we should email?
I start off every morning with an energy drink and Block Blast. It's like.
So here's.
Yeah, I don't need to hear that.
You're gonna get hooked. All right. So again, remember, I teased Wednesday's episode. I'm gonna have Brian Fryer on. Really cool dude. He's actually helping me with some. No, it's his name is Brian Fryer. He's not the famous one, but he knows a famous person. So you're gonna have to tune in to find out. It may or may not be Babe Ruth. So stay tuned for that. Also, go through some of the we talked about Turtles Idiot Nation. Hoops Idiot Nation, Gridiron, Puck. We got Film, Idiot Nation,
Gamer, racing, wrestling.
Yep. Shout out to Trent. Yep.
That might be about it right now. Might be about it.
Well, we named like 11.
Obviously, the main one, Sports Idiot Nation.
No,
Titans
the main
Idiot
one
Nation.
is Titans Idiot. Yeah, the
Well,
main
yeah.
one. Shout
That
out
one
to
right there.
Titans Idiot Nation. Yeah.
There's enough idiots to go around.
Let's think about this again. We talked like, dude, how, and this is not, I don't know, is this a slight to you? I'm not trying to make it a slight towards you, but how long did it take you to build your following of over 30,000 followers of Titans Idiot Nation? And in less than 2 years, a whole off thing of that has 15,000. Like, dude, that is so,
I mean, Ninja Turtles are popular worldwide. Like, Tennessee Titans are not.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, buddy. The Titans are the best franchise in the history of sports. Yeah, that's probably speaks to you having over 30,000 followers about Titans is actually a bigger deal. Because there's literally only 25,000 fans of the Tennessee Titans. So for you to have over 30,000 followers, you've already got 110% of the market.
We've already got more.
Yeah. So, man, shout out to you, man. That's pretty impressive. Man. So, yeah, follow wherever you get your social media. Again, Sports Idiot Nation, Titans Idiot Nation, all that jazz. New episodes of Sports Idiot Nation come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means we will see you Wednesday. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
you would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.